mixed martial a-hole. MMA-Holes, 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 MMA-Holes.
No way.
Oh! From the Queen Studios of New York, the MMA-Holes are here with the MMA-Holes Hour. That's right, happy Monday, TGIF with the MMA-Holes. Yes. All right. What's going on, friends and family? I hope everyone's wonderful.
Wonderful.
Well, look at this. Check it out. Look around me. The MMA-Holes Hour. That's right. There's another show called the MMA Hour, but now we're the MMA-Holes Hour. So every Monday, what we're going to do is we're going to come live at you the exact same time Ariel Helwani goes live, the exact same time that MMA Junkie or whatever these other shows on, who gives a fuck. We're coming live at you 1 p.m. Eastern time every Monday with our own show, the MMA-Holes Hour. That's right. And this is our new setup over here. Look at this. Freaking out of control. Out of freaking control. I was up last night. I was like, we need something. We need something new here. So now we got this. So this is our Monday border. I'm going to be changing the background over here soon. We're going to be setting things up differently over here in the studio. Maybe a little couch behind me, a little guest area, blah, 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 blah. There's my Giants football over there, the New York Giants. They're really good this year. They're 0-5. It's fucking awesome. It's really awesome. But anyway, listen. This show is an MMA show, okay? I have two channels. This is my main channel over here, and then I have another channel where I just do whatever the fuck I want on that channel called Not the MMA Holes. If you want to hang out over there, there's a link in the description for that as well. Today, on the MMA Holes Hour, we will be discussing UFC 216. We'll be talking about what happened during UFC 216. But there's something interesting to really talk about because I know you guys love the name Conor McGregor. You can't get enough of Conor McGregor. Well, it's time to talk about Conor McGregor again because Tony Ferguson has become the 155-pound belt champ of the UFC, defeating Kevin Lee. And he calls out McNugget. And that will be the theme of this video. We'll be discussing the fights of UFC 216 because there's a lot of things to talk about there. But on the MMA Holes Hour, the high energy, high impact, high craziness MMA show, unlike some other MMA shows, we're fucking shot out of a cannon over here. And the reason why we're shot out of a cannon is because of this. It's the return of the Mystic Mug. That's right, the Mystic Mug. I haven't had this mug in a while. I needed this mug to be here. So now here's my mug and here's Mystic Mug over here. I'm drinking my coffee, not scotch, out of my Mystic Mug. So I'm going to say a toast to the MMA Holes because we've got about 20 people watching right now. So let's cheers. MMA Holes, welcome to the MMA Holes Hour. We don't give a fuck. We're going to be talking about UFC, Bellator, anything. Anything MMA related over here. I sip. Watch. You can watch me sip now. Oh, that's some coffee. Coffee's wonderful.
Wonderful.
So it's Monday. Bloody fucking elbow, says Medallo. It is Monday. Look at my tablet over here. I showcase you guys. I'm not embarrassed of you guys. Unlike other channels. Everyone's afraid of the adpocalypse. So what if they demonetize this video? Who gives a fuck, right? That's what this is for. Over here, friends of the MMA Holes. But check this thing out over here. High tech. I have all you guys in here. The MMA Holes in there. The cringe chat. And there they are. Let's say hello to our friends inside the cell phone, inside the tablet. Filthy George, Renato Laranja. I am saucy. Oh my God, a Philadelphia Eagles fan is here, coming over from the other channel. And welcome you, Fook.
Wonderful.
I fap so hard. Long dick style, said Rick Lopez. Okay, there we go.
Fap.
There you go. Everyone fap.
Fap.
I want everyone to fap in the fucking chat. This is the only MMA show on YouTube where we all get together and fap. The ladies, the gentlemen, all of us, everyone fap. All right. Team VIP, what business? Let's see. Law of Attraction's here. Sublime Bud. I'm so he goes pussy. Medallo says bloody fucking elbow. Team VIP says VIP premium blends. Filthy George. Now Team VIP does some cool stuff over there, like spray tans and shit like that. Team VIP, feel free to drop in your social media, something like that, where they could find you, or you can't drop in a link to the website, but maybe I could drop your stuff in the description because you're a very generous man and a nice man, so I like you. I don't like you in a way where I want to fuck you, but I like you in a way where you're a supportive viewer. Worldwide, Filthy George. So there you go. Johnny Pena's here, says, "Who the fuck is that guy?"
Who the fuck is that guy?
That's what Conor McGregor's saying right now, because Tony Ferguson's calling him McNugget. I really need to figure this out. Now, we will be discussing UFC 216, okay? This is what happened this weekend. A lot of things to talk about within this card, but we need to start off with a bang with this, with Conor McGregor and Tony Ferguson, because before this, I thought it was inevitable. Look at this beautiful fucking studio. I really did think it was inevitable that Conor McGregor was going to fight Nate Diaz. Nothing is set in stone yet, but Conor McGregor could be fighting Tony Ferguson, and that's the fight that should happen. It's the fight that pretty much everyone can agree on, if you really think about it. It's the only fight that everyone can agree on. I got a piece of hair on my mustache. I got to trim this beard a little bit, but it's like going in my nose. It's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on. It's tickling my nose. But Conor McGregor versus Tony Ferguson should be the only fight that happens that everyone would be on board with. I don't think anyone would be like, no, I don't want to see Conor McGregor fight Tony Ferguson. I can't see anyone saying that, because everyone would want to see that. Tony Ferguson won the interim title. He is the baddest man at 155 right now, in my opinion. I thought even with Khabib, when he was going to fight Khabib, I thought he was going to beat Khabib. Look how he beat Kevin Lee. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. Now, Kevin Lee, there are things to talk about when it comes to Kevin Lee. He's only 25 years old, has all the potential in the world. The problem with Kevin Lee, and I think with this fight, I think he would have lost regardless, is cardio. I noticed this in the first round. Now, we're talking about UFC 216 real quick. The main event, there was a stoppage. There was a submission. The first round of this fight, now it went 3 rounds, but the first round of this fight, Kevin Lee looked great. Shot out of a cannon. Strong, hard. Went at Tony Ferguson. Looked good. Looked really, really good in the first round. Tony Ferguson fought a very smart fight, because what he did was he waited. He was patient. And as he was fighting Kevin Lee, going into the second round, look at how the numbers turn around. Kevin Lee kind of blew his load in the first round. You notice with that weight cut where he needed the very last second, not only did he come in to the weigh-ins like super late, like very last second, and we saw his cock, which was weird. I don't know. I didn't want to see Kevin Lee's bush, but we did at the weigh-ins. That's a plus of watching the weigh-ins live. You get to see man penis, but and man ass too, which I don't understand, because they have that towel that goes around the women. Why do they like keep the women all top secret? We can't see a vagina, but we could see a fucking cock and an ass of a guy. Why can't? Maybe we want to see a little vagina. You know, weigh-ins. You know.
It's time to rant. It's time to rant. Chris is gonna rant
And piss people off.
It's time to rant. It's time to rant. Get ready for a rant
And get pissed off.
If you care, go away.
I don't want you here anyway.
Chris is gonna rant. Chris is gonna rant.
Fuck, fuck, fuck. Shit, fuck, fuck. That's right. I'm going to rant right now. Now, here's the deal. Why the hell does the UFC have the ring, that little ring thing with the curtain on it for the ladies, right? They could get on. They're all covered up. They could take everything off and get on the scale. Why do we have to get like a little fucking washcloth for the men? What the fuck is going on with that? What is the deal with that? Seriously, I mean, I think everyone can come to an agreement here that there's something wrong with this towel system that the UFC has. The guys get on the scale, and there's a little fucking handkerchief in front of them with a UFC logo. It's like, here you go. Whoops, there's his cock. Whoop, there's his ass. Oh, he didn't make weight. Let's go see his asshole as he walks out. But why? Maybe we want to see some women ass. Maybe we want to see some boobies, for God fucking sakes. I mean, seriously. Why do we got to see a guy's fucking twig and berries? We saw Kevin Lee's bush. Like, why do I have to know that Kevin Lee has a big black bush? I don't need to know these things. I don't. But now Pearl Gonzalez, if Pearl Gonzalez gets on the scale, they fucking keep her the biggest secret in the world. Now, wouldn't you want to see this girl? I mean, seriously. Now, if Chris Cyborg got on the scale, you could put the curtain on. But Pearl Gonzalez, she gets on the scale, and they put a fucking ring with this giant fucking cloak around her. And it's like they cover her all up. But the guys, we get to see the cock. We get to see the ass. I mean, what's the deal with that? It's frustrating. I think they should do it all around. Listen, you have the curtain for everybody, or you put the little towel on everybody. Maybe we'll see some boobs, for God's sakes. Chris, you're making lots of sense. I mean, this is the only fucking MMA show that will address the serious topics when it comes down to things. I mean, there's stupid shit like USADA and drug testing and missing weight and all that bullshit. But let's address the real issue here. The elephant in the room. You need to put the curtain around the guys too. And if you don't put the curtain around the guys too, well, then don't put the curtain around the girls. For God's sakes. We're all equal. Men and women. I want to see some tits and ass. I don't want to see a black man's bush. Or a white man's bush. Or any colored man's bush. It doesn't fucking matter to me. I just don't want to see a guy's dick. For God's sakes. Anyway. Kevin Lee, he missed weight by a pound. And you have to be on the number to fight for that belt. So Kevin Lee had another hour to make the weight. And he came in like a half pound under. And he made the weight. I think this was an issue in the fight. I really do feel like it was an issue in the fight. And I said it during our fight, buddies. If you missed it on Saturday, I got drunk. Not drunk, but I got properly buzzed thanks to Frank Pavon. Johnny Pena says this is profound shit. It is. That's Christopher Cyborg. I think Christopher Cyborg. It's a team VIP.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Pearl Gonzalez can Kimura me from a north-south position is facts. I think everyone's in the same boat with that. I'm not salty. Tony made him tap like a bitch, says Joey Diaz. M24 says we should be able to see everyone's tits and ass and cocks. I mean, seriously, M24, what's the deal? What is the fucking deal? They put like the girls come out in a fucking burqa, for God's sakes. And the guys, we get a handkerchief in front of them. And then next thing you know, we see a dick. We see it. Well, why do we have to see the dick? Maybe I don't want to see the dick. Maybe I want to see some beaver, for God's sakes. Is it too wrong to ask? For God's sakes. Anyway, Kevin Lee, first round, look. He blew his load. He did. He got gassed out. And Tony Ferguson, and you notice this with a lot of fights, and Tony Ferguson's he's a very smart fighter. A very well-rounded fighter. But Tony Ferguson, you can tell, going into the second round, and he was feeling the shots from Kevin Lee, and Kevin Lee was landing. But Tony Ferguson's like, this don't hurt. You got nothing on them punches anymore. Them kicks are a little softer. My man's getting gassed. And what does Tony Ferguson do? He submits him. He fucking submits him. He goes into the third round. And he puts him away. I love watching Tony Ferguson fight. I love watching Tony Ferguson fight because, listen, in The Ultimate Fighter, I couldn't stand the guy. But as a fighter, the guy is really good. He's kind of coming around. He's softening up. I noticed ever since he had that kid, he's become a little more likable. His trash talk is getting better. He's not quite on McGregor's level with trash talk, but he's getting there. A for effort. But as a fighter, Tony Ferguson's very, very good. His elbows, his quirkiness, switching the stances. He welcomes you on his back. Rubber guard. His fucking big ears. There are so many things about Tony Ferguson that makes him a complete mixed martial artist. Kevin Lee's still young. He still has a chance. Is it at 155? I don't know. I mean, according to Dana White said that Kevin Lee had the opportunity to cut weight at the UFC facility. This is pretty interesting. He said that at the UFC facility, everyone has access over there for free. Free food, free trainers and physical therapy to cut weight and to get yourself ready for these fights. And Kevin Lee turned it down. Not sure why you would turn that down, but Kevin Lee did. He did turn that down. So Dana White didn't seem like too thrilled with that whole situation, but he did turn it down. Regardless, he made weight. You know, Kevin Lee was a professional and he made weight. He didn't do what tiramisu, like, even though he made jokes about it, he didn't do what Khabib did. But I honestly feel that gas was an issue, and that's why he was put away like he was. Now, let's talk about it. Tony Ferguson's the champ. We need to figure out who's next for Tony Ferguson. There is only one person, right? It's Conor McGregor. Now, there are rumblings online. People are saying that Conor McGregor is not going to fight at the end of the year, but Dana White says he wants to fight before the year is done. Then Conor McGregor says, well, he's only going to fight before the year is done if he shows up at the weigh-ins and the fight. So he doesn't want to do media. I'm assuming right now that Dana White is groveling back to Conor. He's like, listen, buddy, just fight Tony Ferguson in December 30th. And let's just do this. I don't think it's too quick of a turnaround. Tony says he's ready to go. He says after this fight, he's ready. He looked healthy. He didn't look injured. So maybe he is ready. But the question is Conor ready? Does Conor want this fight? Is this the money fight? It's the ball's in Conor's court. So I don't know. I really, this is the first time. Usually I could predict who Conor's going to fight next. I have no idea. I really don't. I thought it was going to be Diaz. That's kind of brushed away. We don't know what the hell's going on with Khabib. Tony Ferguson calls out Conor with the McNugget thing. And Conor's nowhere to be found. So this is where I go to the chat room. The cringe chat, the live chat, the MMA-Holes. And I want to know from you guys. Is Conor McGregor going to fight Tony Ferguson? And are they going to fight before the year is up? Let me know, guys. Let me know. 1,000 watching now. Congrats, Chris. I don't know. There's only 51 watching, but I like those 51. Thank you, Brian Roger. And we are going up against Ariel Hawani. We don't give a fuck over here. We have 10 more likes as you get your comments in there. We have 30 likes. So let's go. Let's make this man dance for every 10 likes this happens. Ba-da-da-ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-ba-da-da-da.
I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. Fuck you, dislikes. I've got 10 more likes.
I've got 10 more likes.
I've got 10 more likes. I hope the dislikes die of AIDS.
That's right. Every 10 likes, this happens. That man dances. Now I see in the chat, Chris chose Walt. All right, let's go over there. So here's the deal. Derek Lewis, he pulls out of the fight because of his back. Couldn't fight Verdoom. Now, Walt Harris is coming off 2 knockouts. I was like, fuck it. Did I really think Walt was going to win? No, but I picked him because if Walt won, it would have been a goddamn miracle. It would have been great. I was drinking. So would I have bet money on Walt Harris? No. But yes, they are correct in the chat. I did pick Walt Harris to beat Verdoom. And I have to tell you right now, you need to see my reaction to that on the video, the last video. On the last Fight Buddies, because it was his goddamn. It was so funny watching Verdoom make quick work of Harris. It was so fucking funny, and the best part about it was the tweet by Walt Harris afterwards. He goes, does the UFC give a participation award? So good job by Walt Harris for collecting a check and at least making something to watch. I mean, it really wasn't a fight, but it was fucking hilarious. 41 likes. And high octane Monday. Drink that coffee, fucks.
I've got 10 more likes.
I've got 10 more likes.
I've got 10 more likes.
Fuck you, dislikes.
I've got 10 more likes. I've got
10 more likes.
I've got 10 more likes. I hope the dislikes die of AIDS.
41 fucking likes. If you have not subscribe to the MMA-Holes. Do it right now. Okay, here we go. So Tony versus Conor says Jay Smooth. Ferguson McGregor says Arb. Let's see what else we got here. Walt Harris pick. Conor is not one that defends his belts, though, says Team VIP. The money's got to be there. So if they put up the cash, it's going to happen. Ferguson McGregor says Black Aldrin. Darth Bane says Tony is horrible matchup for Conor. Khabib is an easier fight. This is going to be an interesting conversation. I'm going to take a couple more comments here, and then I'm going to tell you my opinion on that. Verdoom put a clinic on Harris. It was fantastic. This is how you know Verdoom is such an elite grappler. I mean, this guy at that size put him into a... the way he was switching positions, mount, to back to, I mean, he was everywhere. He was all over the place, like slipping and sliding all over. Will Harris was like, what the fuck is going on? It was fantastic. It was beautiful. Him and Mighty Mouse, god damn, and Tony Ferguson. Think about those 3 fights. The top 3 fights were fucking ridiculous. Like the finishes were fucking great. We're great. I love this card. I'm going to watch the card again probably after this. I thought the card was fantastic. A couple more from the chat. Fook to dislikes. Jessie Belle Hill, go subscribe to Jessie Belle Hill. That's our moderator. She does the after show on Wednesdays. So you better subscribe to her. Or I'll fucking slap all of you with my cocks. That's right.
Wonderful, wonderful.
That was a stop. Getting bonged up. Drink coffee, you mean bong hits, says Brian Roger. Eduardo Alcala, fuck you, dislikes. I want weed. Cameron Ryder says that was a jiu-jitsu destruction. Beautiful. It was beautiful, Cameron. M24 says Conor will lose. He is even half the fighter DJ is. Gizg says Francis Ngannou tried to step in for Derek Lewis, but they couldn't get the sanctioned in time. Get it sanctioned in time. Sanctioned in time. Would have liked to see that one. That would have been great. He's fighting Alistair Overeem, and I'm kind of happy that Alistair Overeem versus Ngannou is still intact because I really do want to see that fight. Are you just mad still on the L? Prince Jones says, I'm a ninja. Kevin Lee. J Pro J, what's up, Jay? Says, what are you talking about? He said it was a staff. Oh, staff. Oh, fuck. A staph. And have you ever seen a staph infection? Okay, so here we go. Kevin Lee had a staph infection. Yes. He did have a staph infection. And he said he was hiding it from the UFC. Okay. So don't fight them. That's how I look at it. That's what I say. All right. If you have a staph infection, don't fight. Look at Derek Lewis. He gets criticized for not being able to get out of the bed. Now, if Lee Ferguson was scrapped, the card would have been in a lot of trouble. But I don't want to hear it. If you got a fucking staph infection and you talk about it and you're crying at the press conference afterwards, then don't fucking fight. Don't fight. That's it. So either way, he was drained in that fight. You could tell he had nothing on the punches as the fight progressed. Talking about Kevin Lee. So, listen, he's young. He's still 25 years old. He still has a chance to be one of the most elite fighters in 155 and maybe up in 170 if he has a problem at this 155 weight cut. So I'm not counting Kevin Lee out. But let's be honest. Tony Ferguson he's on another level, Tony Ferguson, over Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee still has time to grow. But Tony Ferguson is way, 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 way higher than a certain Kevin Lee. McGregor is taking Joanna's belt too. That's right, Johnny Pena. Tell him.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Right, Connor? That's right. He didn't have a staph infection, said Joey Davis. Now it's conflicting reports. But this is what he was saying. Who I mean, listen, staph infection is pretty fucking serious. Chris, did you file strike farce? I followed strike force, but not strike farce. Yeah, strike force is the shit. Not for nothing. When strike force was in full bloom, what'd you have? Gegard, you had Daniel Cormier, you had Luke Rockhold. You had a bunch of guys coming from Strike Force. A shitload of guys coming from Strike Force. Wasn't Overeem? Did Overeem come from Strike Force too? I think he was. Did he fight in Strike? I don't even fucking know. Overeem's fought everywhere. But there are a lot of Bigfoot came from Strike Force. Strike Force was the fucking shit. Scott Coker, I think, was in charge of Strike Force at the time. Strike Force was awesome. It was on Showtime. It was great. I would actually prefer Strike Force at the time. And then all of a sudden, no more Strike Force. I do miss it. So I'm hoping that Bellator could scratch the itch of my Strike Force days. That's what Lee gets for talking about people's moms, says M24. He said he already had it for a week. It wasn't a staph. Okay, so now Joey's saying it wasn't a staph. Listen, regardless, an excuse is an excuse. You know what I'm saying? If you're not ready to fight, okay. It could go either way. If Kevin Lee says he can't fight because of being ill or a staph infection or whatever the fuck he had, Overeem was in Strike Force. Okay, Cameron, thank you. My mind is rusty. I thought he was, but sometimes shit doesn't go register on Mondays. It's a tricky situation when you go into a fight with an injury. Like if you know a guy like Conor McGregor, he never turns down a fight, and he's had his excuses too, going in injured into fights and stuff like that. Everyone has the excuse. But then if you win and you have that injury, it looks great. If you lose and have that injury, you're complaining. You know, it's look, you come off as a complainer. So it's a tricky situation. Everyone is injured in some sort of way, some more than others. I give credit to Kevin Lee for stepping in the cage with a guy like Tony Ferguson and just going for it. No matter how injured he was, or the staph infection or whatever the fuck was going on, that hard weight cut, I give Kevin Lee credit for going in there and going for it. You know, he didn't look terrible in the fight. He looked great in the first round. But he just slowed down. And Tony Ferguson wisely felt that he didn't have anything on his punches. And look what Tony Ferguson did. He put him away. Let's talk about Conor McGregor versus Tony Ferguson now. My first thoughts, okay, thinking about this fight here, Conor and Tony. Everyone knows that I'm a huge Conor McGregor fan, okay? You see the fucking pictures over here, and this is fucking Brady Ferguson did this picture over here. The guy that dances around for 10 more likes. He's great. It's a mug with my face on it, a Mystic mug. I'm gonna take a sip. Delicious.
Wonderful.
As much as I always pick Conor, you know, and I always say Conor is he's an elite athlete. Is he the best UFC fighter? No, he's not the best mixed martial artist out there. I'm fully aware of that. You know, he's very good. He's very good, but is he the best? No. Right now, Mighty Mouse is easily the best, pound for pound. There is no one better than Mighty Mouse right now. Even if John Jones didn't get busted for that shit, watching Mighty Mouse on Saturday, I know it's Ray Borg.
Who the fuck is that guy?
But look what he's done to the whole division. He's made it look stupid. So I give credit to Mighty Mouse. But when it comes to Conor McGregor versus Tony Ferguson, I understand that Tony Ferguson has an excellent ground game. His jiu-jitsu is fantastic. Him off the back is great. That rubber guard. He could slice you up with elbows off the back. Constantly. I mean, he's just all over the place. He's beautiful to watch. It's never going to even hit the ground if he fought Conor McGregor. It's not. Conor wouldn't even let it get to the ground. I'm telling you right now. It would never happen. Tony Ferguson's like, I'll ankle pick McNugget. Go ahead, try it. It's not going to happen. I don't see Tony Ferguson beating Conor McGregor right now, as of now. Initial reaction. He looked great. Tony Ferguson's won, 10 in a row? Guy's very good. I mean, he's been in some wars. He's finished guys. He's done it multiple ways, Tony Ferguson. I just don't see him beating McGregor. I don't. I think McGregor's power is going to be the problem. I think Tony is going to try to stand with him a little bit. And if you try to stand with Conor, you're going to sleep. Conor will get into his mind. Tony has that whole Zen thing with the headphones and shit like that. Kevin Lee's trash talk was trash. It's not up to Conor's level. Conor's trash talk will get through the ears of Tony Ferguson, and Conor will pick Tony Ferguson apart. It's just my opinion right now. No disrespect to Tony Ferguson. I think he's at the top of the game at 155. He's fantastic. You can't take any away from all those losses in a row. But right now, if you were to say, Chris, you have to pick a fighter if this fight happens, which I really do hope it happens, I have to go with Conor. I have to. I just have to do it. Now, what I want you guys in the chat to do is tell me who you have. Say this fight is going to happen. December 30th. Gets locked up, wrapped up. We're going to see this happen in Las Vegas. Who would you pick? I'm going to pick Conor. I just think his power, he's unique too. I think he's not even going to let it get to the ground. I really don't. And if it gets shady in situations, he's going to push off and let Tony stand back up. But if it gets to the ground, it's going to be Tony on his back, sleeping. I would go with Conor McGregor in this fight. Let's see what the chat says. As we have 47 likes, 67 watching the MMA Holes Live. Now, this is the MMA Holes Hour. We are going against Ariel Helwani. I know he has guests and all that fucking shit, but we're here talking to a chat room. We're having a little bit of fun, and we don't give a fuck over here. Conor will box the ears off of Tony, and that's saying something, says Alan Byrne. Kevin Lee, that's all, folks. Gabe Freddy says, hey, Chris and Jess, what's up? Alan Byrne says, Conor will box the... Okay, so that... Tony doesn't let see his eyes. Let's see. Tony says, Mr. Danke. Bram Wood says, Conor has no cardio. Now, there you go. There you go. Okay, so we need to address that after I get the votes in. I do want to talk about that. And that is Tony's key to victory. Conor will shock the world again. Tony says Joey Davis. Filthy says Tony. I agree. Team VIP says I agree. Tony doesn't move his head well enough. There you go. Arms down. Guy gets punched too much. That's it. You hit the nail on the head, Team VIP. Tony Ferguson, he takes too many shots to get on the ground. Think about it. Tony Ferguson ate. Look at this. Just take a look at this. This is the first round, okay? 38 total strikes, 27 significance strikes. Kevin Lee versus Ferguson in the first round. If this is the numbers with Conor versus Ferguson, guarantee Ferguson will be asleep. He'll be asleep. So now, I did see that people in the chat said cardio. I saw Jay Protege said cardio. That would be the key to victory for Tony Ferguson. What Tony would have to do is dance his fucking ass off. He would have to dance his ass off. Run around that cage for a good 2 to 3 rounds and wait for Conor to gas out. It's the only way Tony Ferguson would have a chance to win that fight. But if you think Tony Ferguson's going to go into a fight against Conor McGregor and eat 38 strikes and 27 significant strikes, it's impossible. It's an impossible win for Conor. I mean, for Tony. Impossible. Of course, he would have a different game plan. Tony's probably has the best cardio in the division. So that would be the edge. He would need to dance for 3 rounds, weather this storm, and then let Conor gas out. Another thing, too, is you have to think that Conor is finding a way to amp up Wold Harris. You have to... oh, God. You have to think that that Conor is going to do everything he can to get that cardio going again. You got to think it. But if he hasn't gotten it fixed by now, it's always going to be an issue with Conor. It is. He's getting older. It's always going to be an issue. So I don't think that Conor's going to be able to get that cardio in check. I think he's going to still try to do what he's always done and put people away early. But still, if I put Tony Ferguson in a cage with Conor McGregor, I really do feel that Conor McGregor will get the win. Tony too slow for Conor. I don't know if he's too slow. I don't see that. Jay Smooth says, sorry, Chris, but Conor is going to lose. You don't have to apologize. I mean, you have to tell me how he's going to lose. Okay, is he going to lose because he gasses out? Is he going to lose because he gets submitted? Is that how he's going to lose? Because that's the only way he can lose. But how? How is Tony Ferguson going to beat Conor McGregor if these are the stats in the first round? Conor is going to put him to sleep. Think about it. Doubt me. Doubt me right now. Doubt me. I do want to see the fight, though. I do want to see Tony Ferguson versus Conor McGregor. Let's see. You're right, though. Walt had no business with Verdoom. Yeah, Walt, they're still talking about... I don't even... Listen, I was fucking around with you guys at the Walt fight, having a little fun with the Verdoom fight. But it was a circus. It was an absolute circus. But it was fucking funny. Definitely go back and watch that reaction. It will be Eddie all over again, says Alan Byrne. Let's see what else we got here in this chat. I'm really curious. I understand where Conor's... where the people would be on my side with the Conor thing. I do want to hear, though, the other side. I'm going to open up the phone lines, too, because I really need to get your opinion on this. McGregor's cardio will be better because of the Mayweather fights, says Stephen Boyle. Fap, wonderful.
Fap
says...
Wonderful.
The A side. Conor is going to place his McNugget on Tony's forehead. This is Johnny Pena. Mrs. Danke says, Conor only going to fight 1 or 2 more times anyway. I think he has 4 more on his contract, but yeah, maybe 2 more fights. If he loses, he gets gassed, and Tony pulls guard, submits him, says Darth Bane. It's the only chance Tony has. A dark choke, or a Darth choke, or a dark choke. This is Nimesh. Jay Smooth says Tony will run him into the ground and choke him out on the floor. Eddie Bravo will be a hero again. All right, there you go. Conor loses by an arm triangle choke. Now, if Conor gets on the... All right, so let's go the other end. If Conor does somehow get tangled up with Tony on the floor, I mean, with Conor's long arms, there's a lot of things that Tony can do to Conor on the floor that would be very dangerous to a certain Conor McGregor. So Conor does not want to be on the floor with Tony Ferguson. Even if in his crazy Irish head, he thinks he has a chance to do anything on the floor with Tony, if he's more powerful than Tony, he's got to be smart enough to realize he doesn't want to play on the floor with the guy. Any guy that's comfortable off of his back and invites you into their guard, stay the fuck away from him. Stay the fuck away from him. In real life and inside the cage, in many ways, it could go wrong. Jessie says, beep. What's up, Fappies? Vincent Corrado, what's going on? Let's see. I completely agree with Jay. Let's see. El Kakui adapts to every fight inside the cage. Granite Shin, more tools than just a deadly left, says Minion McGrognan. All right. Let's see. Conor will land so many times on Tony, it will be horrifying, says Michael James London. If Conor wants to be all-time great, 2 more fights won't do it, says Darth Bane. So Darth Bane wants more than 2. Flybird says, no, Conor loses. That one by submission, rear naked choke, I promise, says Floyd Bird. This fight would be so much fun, man. Think about it. Just think about the hype between these two, because I think Tony Ferguson and Conor McGregor would be a good banter back and forth. Tony's getting a little bit better with his trash talk. He's not on Conor's level, but he's getting better. And I think that this would be so much fun, the cringe leading up to it. I think we will be so split because Tony Ferguson will be the guy for the people that aren't huge Conor supporters. Tony Ferguson is the perfect opponent to fight Conor McGregor because he's fun, he's flashy, he can give it back with his mouth. He has a lot of tools that could be deadly towards a guy like Conor McGregor. So it's an interesting fight. It's a very interesting fight. So I think that this one would be fun, as especially running a show like this. This would be so much fun to go to fight week with Tony Ferguson versus Conor McGregor. It'd be fantastic to watch. But right now, if you were saying, hey, make a pick, I would say Conor McGregor. Now, a lot of MMA shows won't just make picks, because out of fear of being wrong and people busting balls, I make picks. And the reason why I make picks is this. This show is a fan-driven show. It's basically a voice for the fans, right? So I have this showcase for you guys so you guys can make your picks and speak your opinion. We read your opinions. And I do the same thing here. I'm a fan. I'm not a fucking analyst. I'm not a fucking MMA know-it-all. I'm just a diehard fan that just loves the sport. And I make my picks. And I'm right majority of the time. If you look at the stats, if you go back and look at my picks, when you look at the numbers, it's lopsided on the positive side. I've had my shits. I have my shitty my shitty moments. But anyone has a shitty moment. But the reason why I put my picks on the table and I stand by my picks is because I am a fan. And that is the point of this show. So if you are not subscribed to the show, subscribe right now, because we are the voice over here, man. We don't give a fuck. We just have a good time. We joke around. We talk about how we feel. Like Mr. Danky. I still want the trilogy and winner fight Tony, says Mr. Danky. I'm glad Mr. Danky says that because I do want to see Nate a third time. But now with this whole Tony Ferguson thing, I would like to see this. I would like to see Conor fight Tony. All right? Hopefully it beat Tony, because every time Conor wins, it's better for the show. It's better for anyone in MMA media for Conor to win. Even if you're a Conor hater. If Conor loses and loses and loses, people are going to stop talking about the guy. So I want him to win for the show. For the ratings, for God's sakes. Right, Conor? Do it for me, you fuck. But I want to see Conor beat Tony. I would love to see Khabib. I would love to see that. In a perfect world, I would love to see Conor retire with the trilogy with Nate Diaz at 155. Like, that would be the perfect thing for me. But maybe Conor fights Tony. Maybe Nate Diaz will get his head out of his ass and stop looking for all his fucking money and fight one of the top 5 guys and then stay relevant and in the picture. And then maybe what's his name? Nate Diaz could fucking go after Conor after the Ferguson fight. That'd be great. I would be content with Conor retiring if it was 2 more fights and Ferguson, Nate 3, Conor rides off. I would be good with that. But do I want to see more Conor fighting? Sure. It's ratings, for God's sakes. Why wouldn't I want to see more Conor fighting? I would like to see him fight 10 more times. I want to see him fight until he can't fight anymore, because he's ratings. But in a perfect world, if he was going to have 2 fights, Tony Ferguson and then Nate Diaz. Let me know what you want from Conor McGregor. Like, where do you want Conor McGregor's career to go? Or does he just retire? I mean, he could do that, technically. He says he wants to fight again. Does he just leave? He's got more money than God right now. He could go into acting and do other shit. But I want to see Conor Ferguson, Conor Nate 3, and then that's it. That's it. What do you guys want in the chat? And then I'm going to open up the phone line. 61 watching. The MMA-Holes Hour where we rival Ariel Helwani. And pretty soon we'll dethrone him and everyone else. We have better ratings than MMA Junkie, for God's sakes. Broke Nate can't check kicks, says M24. It's true. Dana said the trilogy, Nate trilogy is not internet bullshit. Is internet bullshit, says Nimesh. Yeah, so basically Dana's lied a million times. So he says one thing and next thing you know, it's going to be Conor Nate 3. You know, I can't listen to Dana, what he says. I'm starting to lead towards Tony Ferguson, though. I'm thinking that could be a money fight. I don't know if it's still as big of a money fight as Nate Diaz, but I think it's a good one. All right, so let's see what the chat room says. Conor versus Ferguson, please, says Cameron Ryder. Steven Sedillos, LOLs. Conor versus Brock, then retires, says Bram Wood.
Wonderful.
I'm about to go upstairs and smoke some weed. Late night smoker. Get blazed, get crunk, get drunk. Yes, sir. Michael Anzalone says, I agree, Steven. I'm kind of sick of Nate. I want Conor to defend the belt, his code name. Versus Ferg, versus Lee, versus Diaz, says Johnny Pena. I'm down with that. I'm cool with that. Nate beat Conor twice, you nerds, says Joey Davis. Now, I do not argue that. He won the first one, and the second one was damn close. That's why I want to see a third at 155. Technically, people could say that Conor lost 2 fights to Nate already. People could make the argument. I mean, it's not on paper like that, but people could make the argument. I'm a realist. What's up, my man? What's up? Tim3 Gaming is here. Everyone say hello to Tim. If you're not subscribed, do it fucking now, or I'll slash your tires. Conor is set for life. MMA needs him, not the other way around, says Darth Bane. It's true. That's true, Joey. Once he got a hold of McGregor, it's his fight to win at that point, says Jay Smooth. Okay, let's see. Where's Warren G? Khabib versus Conor for last, says Nimesh. That's what he wants. Conor will end like Ronda Rousey. Tony will fuck him up, says CD. You never know. You know, I mean, people thought Ronda Rousey was fucking invincible. And then boom, twice. Embarrassing. Let's see. Jay, we are on the same page. MMA Junkie, I mean MMA Crappy is owned by USA Today. How do you do that, Chris? I don't know. I'm Brian Roy John. I think I'm just wonderful.
Wonderful.
I do know that I think MMA Junkie's not by Vox. So I do have a slight liking to them over the other cunts, Bloody Elbow, and all the other fucking jerk-offs. Conor versus Ferguson. Then Conor steps up to welterweight, says Dave. Hey, you never know. Chris, you're awesome. Thank you. You're wonderful.
Wonderful.
Mr. Thank you says 2-0. Darth Bane says, Chris, white people aren't allowed to say crunk. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Alan says, Nate doesn't deserve a fight, waiting around doing fuck all. Now, that's a good point. He really is just waiting for Conor. It's kind of weird. He may never fight again. Who knows what the fuck he's doing? I don't know if he got his boxing license or everything. First time for everything, says Jay Smooth. Fook Dana White. Quit eating that profits, you cunts, is the A-side. Get over it. Conor won decision. Fuck pure salt, says Darth Bane. Second fight was not close, says Jay Protege. Whoa. Wow, really? You didn't think it was close? This is how I think a fight's close. I mean, granted, I was drunk the first time. But when I watched Conor Nate 2, in the moment, under the influence of alcohol, being a huge Conor fan, I thought Nate won. I watched it back, and I thought Conor won. And I thought it was the correct decision that Conor won on the second time around. But that's how I look at a close fight. There are a lot of times where I'll watch it one time and think it one way, and then watch it back and think it another way. You know, whether I'm going with or against the refs, either time, doesn't matter. But that's how I think of a close fight. You know, you never know. Flawless says the MMA holes are lit. And that's right. We are lit. All right, guys, we have 60 people watching. We have 5,525 subscribers. If we get to 5,530 subscribers, nothing's going to happen. So let's make that happen. Let's make that happen right now.
Wonderful.
TJ versus Cody. This is Joey Diaz. TJ versus Cody. TJ versus Cody is coming down UFC 217, and I can't wait to start talking about that. But we have a fight before that that is going to take up our time. So let's just look at this card real quick. Wow, time's fucking flying right now. I'm having a great time with you guys. If you guys are having a good time, hit me with the ones in the chat. Maybe we'll go a little longer than an hour today. Usually I like to stay on an hour. But maybe we'll go a little longer than an hour because there's a lot of things I still want to get to. We're just going to look at this card real quick. All right. This was a fucking draw. All right. Weird because this was a draw. This was a draw because of the illegal knee in the first round. This was a great fight. And if you look up top over here, fight of the night, rightfully so. The person to look at in this fight is not Lando Venata, who is fantastic, but Bobby Green. How about fucking Bobby Green, man? Stepping in there, just fucking, he went to war. A lot of respect for Bobby Green. He was off a little bit of a losing streak. He was in a little trouble, a little bit of a slump. And he fought a guy like Lando Venata, and that shit was lit. That was a great fight. So kudos to Bobby Green in that fight for taking it like a champ, man. He did a great job. This one, I don't know. I was a little let down with this fight. This one over here, another draw. When was the last time we saw two draws on a card? I don't even remember. I don't think I've ever seen a card with two draws on it. I mean, prelims and main card, maybe early prelim. I don't know. I don't remember a card like that. Very interesting. And let me know if you know a bit about it. Looks like the chat room's having a good time with the ones. I see that. It's wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Okay, so, and how about Pearl Gonzalez taking the L? How about that, huh? I mean, you notice these pretty fighters, they get a little bit of a... They get a little bit of a push from UFC and Bellator and stuff like that. But yeah, she took the L in that fight. This one was interesting over here. When you look at Brazil, you look at Italy. You always go Brazil, right? You always go for the weirder looking chick. But this girl over here, she's weirdly attractive. Maria Barella.
Wonderful.
Mara Romero Barella. Let's try that again. It's nice. I'm strangely attracted to Mara Romero Barella. She got the win at 125. Submitted Kalindra Farah. And I weirdly want to have sex with her.
Wonderful.
I don't know. I think she's kind of attractive. But how about this? She comes into the UFC and says, hello, welcome, I'm here. And she does her thing, submits. Easy, quick work in the first round. Very nice. Nice job by Mara Romero Vanilla.
Wonderful.
Varela. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on her. And I'm going to keep my third eye on her too. All right, so let's look at this. Verdoom versus Walt Harris. I see in the chat. I see in the chat a little bit.
Fap.
Wait,
Fap.
what?
Fap.
Wait, stop it. Everyone put your penises and vaginas away right now.
Fap.
Stop it. Cut it out. Cut it out. Venata has never been a boring fighter. So there you go. That's from J Project. Too many J's in the chat. Verdoom versus Harris. Okay, listen. Lamb to be slaughtered. Walt Harris gets in there. I tried to throw a monkey wrench at you guys. You guys lit me on fire. It's funny. Anyway, listen. I think we could all laugh at how amazingly quick this fight went. It almost like Walt was like, I'm just going to get paid. Fabricio Verdoom is so goddamn good, man. So goddamn good on the ground. And he's like 40 years old. He don't give a fuck. You get on the ground with this big man, and he'll put you in a pretzel. So fantastic job. Easy win for Verdoom. I really wanted to see Derek Lewis. Do something in this fight and fight Verdoom. But Derek Lewis has a bad back. So they bring in another black guy. It was a little weird. It was like, no one will notice this. You know what's funny too? Like people bought the pay-per-view not even knowing Derek Lewis is out. So if you're going through the card, you're like, oh, okay, I bought the pay-per-view. It's like, wow, Derek Lewis looks really weird. Looks a little odd. It's like they just threw in another black guy to it's like, what the fuck? But anyway, Walt Harris gets in there and gets twisted up. Mighty Mouse, performance of the night. Okay, let's look at the stats of this fight. 36-2, 15-1, 1 takedown, 3 minutes of control time. Mighty Mouse in the first round. Second round, well, it's more dominance, more of the same. Okay, I mean, it's almost identical. It's crazy. But look at his round. He amps it up with the strikes. 11 significant. BORG did get 2 takedowns in that round. It's so more lopsided number-wise, unofficial stat-wise, than it really looked during the fight. But, well, it was a lopsided fight. But Borg, hey, he hung in there, man. He's tough. He's tough. If Conor vacated the belt and didn't take DS3, Dana White will open a weight class just for Conor or some shit. Dana always has something sneaky up his asshole. Says dignity. Is that true, Conor? Yes, you never know with this new IMG. You never know. Look at the third round. 46. I mean, Jesus Christ. The beating just gets worse and worse as the fight progresses. As Demetrius Johnson made easy work of Ray Borg. Everyone and their mother. Late Night Smoker says Ray Borg was robbed. Ray Borg got embarrassed as Jay Smooth. Holy fuck. Fourth round. More of the same. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. I mean, Mighty Mouse was just coasting. And then the fifth round comes along. And Mighty Mouse is like, and he's done this before. Fifth round rolls around. He's like, I had fun playing with my food. I just put him away. The fucking arm bar. He almost broke Ray Borg's fucking arm. Like, I mean, and how about Borg not tapping right away? The fucking arm was going all sorts of directions. Mighty Mouse is so fast. So smooth. The way he switches positions. Guy's the best in the game. Pound for pound, the best. Mighty Mouse at 125 has broken Anderson Silva's record and now holds the record all by himself with a slew of belts. And Mighty Mouse is the man. I need to know in the chat before, well, we spoke about the main event. We know what happened with this fight in the beginning of the show. If you missed it, you'll run it back. But I need to know in the chat about Mighty Mouse, okay? Demetrius Johnson. Let me know in the chat what you guys think about Demetrius Johnson. I want to know yes, GOAT, no GOAT. Yes or no. Let me know in the chat room right now what you guys think. There are a lot of people that don't like Mighty Mouse. A lot of people think that the 125 weight class should be gone, should be banished. There's no competition for Mighty Mouse. At the last couple of fights, he won me over. Mighty Mouse is the real deal. Now, he's not the best trash talker. He can't hype up a fight. He can't even headline a fucking pay-per-view. But he's the real deal. Yes, GOAT, no GOAT. Let me know in the chat. Yes or no. Fanny farts all night long. All night last night. Fanny farts.
Fap.
Walmart Keanu. He called him Walmart Keanu. That was good, Filthy.
Wonderful.
Is that Ray Borg? Walmart Keanu. The fuck? Oh my! Like a Lou Diamond Phillips, maybe? I don't know. Midget Goats is Kamen Rider. Brian Royer, he says yes or no. So he's on the fence. Anderson Silva versus Mighty Mouse is Rick Lopez. To really find out who the real GOAT is, right? Demetrius the Slippery Johnson says Johnny Pena.
Wonderful.
I fucking love it. Johnson is a beast, is Marshall Hartwell. Mighty Mouse should retire now. Take the belts and the records and retire. Wow, says Michael Anzalone. I don't know about that. I want to see Mighty retire with a super fight. That's what I want to see. Late Night Smoker says, I might go to a meet up just to spoil Chris's plans to fuck Jessie Hill and fuck her. Okay. What the fuck is that?
Wonderful.
Come to the meetup, you cunt. November 3rd, I'll be meeting up with the MMA-Holes. I'm going to be bringing a bulletproof vest because you guys are fucking wackos. Darth No Homo, what's up? Tanner's here. Flawless. He's just a nerd. He's just a nerd, says Flawless, because he is a gamer. DJ and Mini Goat says Jay Smooth. Ray Borg didn't make a fool of himself. That performance, again, illustrates just how fucking good Mighty Mouse is. So, Minion McGrogan says, GOAT! He goes, GOAT.
Wonderful.
Let's see, what else? Walmart Keanu. Yes, Goats is Marshall. No way, GOAT. How many men in the world can weigh 125 pounds? Oh my God, that's terrible. Don't say that. I mean, there are people in the world that weigh 25. I mean, there's a 115-pound weight class floating around for men in the local scene. I was reading a story about that a guy was lobbying for a 15-pound men's weight class, and it's like, the fuck? Hey, listen, people come in all shapes and sizes. I come in all shapes and sizes too, if you know what I mean. Oh, wait.
Wonderful.
All right. Mighty Mouse looks like a black Ming. The Merciless. Alan Burns says Mighty Mouse looks like a black Ming the Merciless. Flash. Of the universe. Oh, that's a terrible reference over there. If you're not old enough to know that reference, well, watch Ted, and you'll get it. Ming the Merciless. Chris, you need an exit strategy for them. Well, listen, Tanner, I am the king of the Irish exit. All right. So if it gets to the point where it's extremely cringy, I can Irish exit the shit out of any opportunity. So, but I want to meet the lunatics, the knuckleheads over here, and I think we're gonna have a good turnout on November 3rd. So if you're just joining us right now, we are going to meet up outside of MSG, UFC 217, the weigh-ins. I don't even know if I'm going to go inside for the weigh-ins. I think I might just attack the crowd on the outside, do a live stream out there, meet up with everybody, and then hit up a bar. Get fucking white boy wasted with some of the MMA holes. That's what I'm thinking of doing. So let me know if you guys are in, if you guys are pumped up, you're going to meet up. Let me know. Hit me up. We'll get that shit going. I'm cheap. Hold on. I'm cheap. I steal from the homeless. Where is the meetup against? Is Michael Anzalone? Michael, it will be in front of MSG. I can't speak this morning, Darth, so don't worry. Mighty Mouse versus Chris Cyborg. Dignity. Let's see it. Make it happen. Do you do pat downs during your meetups? Philly George, I'm going to need some bodyguards. Chris's exit strategy is get blackout drunk. You know what? It is true, Dignity. I'm trying to hold off. I mean, I did drink on Saturday thanks to fucking Frank Pavon with all the crazy donations, for God's sakes. And look at all the subscribers, by the way. See in that cup? Those faces are the subscribers. They all came aboard on Saturday. We got another 400 people. Don't tell me that I'm in fucking Birmingham, England. Adam North is in Birmingham, England. Get over here. Get to New York, November 3rd. Same with you, bruh. You seem to be on the right path. Okay, let's see. A free naked pat downs. Also, Steven Sedil, do you want me to pat down each and every one of the MMA holes nude? Do you think John Jones is going to come back as Kamen Rider? Yes, I do. What is he, 31 years old? Even if he gets a 4-year suspension, the guy's got 400 lives. So I do see John Jones coming back. All right, I was going to move on to the Cowboy Cerrone card, but I do want to take some calls, and I'm over an hour. I'm over an hour right now. Now, I said this is the MMA Holes Hour, if you could look above right there. The MMA Holes Hour. Let me know in the chat with the ones if you want me to open up the phone lines, and we'll take like 10 more minutes of phone calls. Can Mike Perry come to the meetup? I promise. He will be muzzled and pumped with Xanax. Filthy George, would you have sex with Mike Perry? I feel that you would. Chris needs a rape whistle. This is Darth Bane. I need a fucking rape whistle for the meetup. You know, it's funny, though. It's funny. I probably shouldn't be saying this, but my father did say, my father called me up last night. And he's like, you sure you want to meet up with these fucking people? Like, you don't know who these people are. Why would you want to meet up with them? What is wrong with you? And I said, I don't know. Who gives a fuck? I mean, the fuck's going to happen? There's good people in here. Look at them. How could these people be bad? Right? Look at these comments. Look at this chat room. How could these people be bad? Fuck beeps, says Darth Bane. And Jessie Belle is beeping. Go subscribe to Jessie. How many subscribers does Jessie have? Check this out. 737 subscribers. Go subscribe to Jessie Belle Hill. Subscribe to the MMA Holes. And let's get this party going. The MMA Holes Hour you're watching. We're over an hour. I'm contemplating. Dignity says, yeah. Gokhan Saki versus Khalil Roundtree. What? Is it really, Jay? Jay Protege says, breaking news. Gokhan Saki versus Khalil Roundtree. Wow. That's a fucking good fight. Is that true? Let's see. Holy shit. Saki versus, I hope that's true. Khalil Roundtree is from The Ultimate Fighter, the guy that had that mustache. Guy's got pop. That's a beautiful fight. Here it is. For fuck's sake. Good job, Jay. Good job. If anything breaks while the MMA holes are alive, because I'm a one-man show over here, we rely on you guys. Gokhan Saki versus Khalil Roundtree. Oh, bloody elbow. Oh, fuck this. Is that bloody elbow? Oh, it's SB Nation. Gokhan Saki versus Khalil Roundtree added to UFC 219 on December 30th. Woo! According to SB Nation. There it is. Khalil Roundtree. That is a fucking fight. Khalil Roundtree is a guy that wants to stay far away from the ground. Doesn't want to play on the ground. That's his kryptonite on the ground. Khalil Roundtree versus Gokhan Saki. That's just pure fire. That's fire right there. That is a fucking sick fight. Man, rest in peace, Roundtree. I tell you, Roundtree's got hands, but Gokhan Saki's a fucking striking machine. I just want to see that fight. I hate this fight, but I like it at the same time, says J Project. All right, so if you look at it, this fight is for the fans. That's what this fight is. Really doesn't really mean anything. This is a Roundtree gonna die. This is Darth Bane. I mean, you can say that. Now, think about it though. When we've seen Roundtree lose, have we seen Roundtree get knocked out? We've seen him get choked out a million times. Have we seen him get knocked out? Roundtree is a fucking dude. Roundtree hits fucking hard. He hits hard. Now, if I had to choose, I would choose Saki, of course. But Roundtree hits fucking hard. Let's look at his stats. I'm really interested in that fight. That's a fan fight, man. That's something for us. That's a little morsel. It's a little taste. Philly George, you don't know who he is? He was on The Ultimate Fighter. He was one of the guys that they were saying was going to win tough, but he has zero fuck. His ground game is he used to be like 400-pound fat guy. And then he just gained all his muscle. He had this weird fucking mustache. And what am I doing? I'm doing something. Gokhan Saki, Warkill. Here's Khalil's. Couldn't spell his name, so I have to go to his Twitter. Let's check out his stats. Khalil Roundtree. I like this kid on The Ultimate Fighter. I like guys that fucking, stand and throw. I'm into that, But his ground game is suspect. All right, here we go. He's 6-2. His last fight was a devastating KO against Paul Craig. All right, in the first round. He's on a 2-fight win streak, KO with a knee. This guy has fucking power. He's got fucking power, man. Now, do I think he's going to beat Saki? No. But here you go. He lost to Tyson Pedro, rear naked choke. His loss before that was a decision. Well, there you go. It was a decision. He went the distance. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row. Now, this is before the UFC. KO, decision, KO, and a decision. But you see a lot of ones over here. First round finishes. Guys got pop. I just think it's a fun fight. It could be a lopsided fight. Saki is probably going to pick his ass apart. But breaking news from Jay Protege. Breaking news from our reporter, Jay Protege, live on the scene. Says that Khalil Roundtree will be fighting Gokhan Saki at UFC 219. And it is wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
I'm down. It's a fan fight. That's a fight for us. I'm in. Okay. He KOs, no TK. No, George, this man, he puts people to sleep. Mr. Trueboy says that fight really happened. Yeah. According to SB Nation, it is happening. According to SB Nation. What a fight. This is a fucking fantastic fight. I like fights like this. It's a fan fucking fight. Flawless says his legs are weak. His knee's not weak. The great part about this fight is they put two guys in a cage that will not even think about going to the ground. Especially for a casual fan, for someone that, like I like ground and pound. I like watching a tight jiu-jitsu game, back and forth, advancing positions. I'm into that stuff. I could watch that stuff. But to the casual fan, this fight over here is fucking great. This will appeal to everyone. This will be so much fun. If you're not familiar with Saki, guy's a fucking striking machine. Kickboxing, been in wars, been around for a little while. I think he's like 33 years old. He says he's going to be the next champ. And he's going after Khalil Roundtree. I think it was a nice matchup there. Anyway, see what the chat says, and I'm going to wind this down. I was going to take some phone calls, but I don't want to go too long because we got a Wednesday show to do too. Now, if you're not subscribed to the MMA-Holes, we'll be live on Wednesday. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of things I want to get to, and we can't get to today because we're doing the MMA-Holes Hour, which is rivaling It's not even a word. Rivaling. Is rivaling a word? We are going against Ariel Hawani.
Wonderful.
We're going against Ariel Hawani's show. We have 64 likes and 4 dislikes. Let's get us to 70 likes right now. We had a good fucking show today. A lot of people watching. It's good to see you guys hang out with the MMA Holes. If you're not subscribed, subscribe. I will tell you right now that this is the greatest show on YouTube. When it comes to mixed martial arts, when it comes to stupidity, when it comes to music, when it comes to topics, when it comes to a lot of shit over here, when it comes to fucking a man with a beard and not giving a fuck.
For some reason, I'm really excited for this one.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, fuck you.
Fuck Luke Thomas.
Yeah.
Everybody fuck Luke Thomas in the chat.
Widow's peak, stupid hair.
That's your opinion. I don't care.
I can deadlift, I can squat.
My inverted penis looks like a twat. Welcome, Andy.
Fuck you.
Luke Thomas, fuck you. Luke Thomas, fuck you. Andy's here. Luke Thomas, eat a bag of dicks.
Comfy hoodies,
Extra tight suits.
Eddie Monster face,
Hot dog bottom lip.
never smiles.
Serial killer ears.
YouTube live streams,
We never reach that.
fuck you. Luke Thomas, fuck you. Luke Thomas, fuck you.
Fuck him in the chat.
Thomas, Luke Thomas, eat a bag of dicks. Fuck you. Luke Thomas, fuck you. Luke Thomas, fuck you. Luke Thomas, eat a bag of dicks.
Yes. 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 Filthy George, I know you're Mr. Hanky, but I still love you. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got here. We had to fuck Luke Thomas. See, now, you never know what you're going to get on this fucking show. You never know what's going to happen. Every once in a while, you fuck someone from the MMA media. We've got 10 more likes. 70 likes. Taking over YouTube one fook at a time. Let's go.
I've got 10 more likes.
I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes.
Fuck you, dislikes.
I've got
10 more likes.
I've got 10 more likes.
I've got 10 more likes.
I hope the dislikes die of ease. Thank you very much for the dance moves. That's Brady Ferguson. Every time I get 10 likes, well, we make that man dance. That's right. We make that man dance. That man is Brady fucking Ferguson. Now, 1 like left. It's all right. We still hit it, so that's all that matters. Over here in the MMA Holes. All right. I'm going to wind this shit show down. It was fun. It was swole. If you have a good time every time, hit me with the ones in the chat. I love to see those ones to know that you guys are having a good time because we do this for you, the MMA Holes. This is the show, the voice of the people. There are 2 shows in one. There is this, and there is this right there. We have guests on. We have 3 shows, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. We do Fight Buddies, reactions, all that fucking shit. We do all that shit on this show. And I appreciate all the love and support. We are growing very fast over here in the MMA Holes, and I love every fucking minute of it. We will be back Wednesday. Now, I do have to redo the studio. I'm waiting for soundproof foam. Well, it's it's sound absorbing foam that I'm going to put back here. I'm going to move this up. I'm going to put a couch over here. I'm going to set this up that I could actually have people in studio and do stuff. I think I might do the Fight Buddies in here. I might do a lot of stuff in here. So what I'm looking to do is really reinvest in the show. So if you notice that these donations that go along the bottom, what I do is I save that, reinvest, and keep on pushing back onto YouTube. This thing has grown way quicker than I ever thought it would do. I mean, seriously, we've never thought that this would go as far as it did. We've only been a little past a year now, and we have over 5,000 subscribers. It's 5,525 fucking people. Think about it. When I had 200 subscribers, what I would do is I would go into a restaurant and I would look at the wall and it says, this has 170 person occupancy. And I would be like, oh my God, you can't even fit all the MMA holes in here. We have 200 subscribers. And I would look at it like, pfft. And I would value the 200 people like nothing, like everything. I would look at those 200 people and be like, think of 200 people. Think of it. Think of going to a wedding and going to a 200 person wedding and be like, holy shit, that's a lot of fucking people. Now, 5,500 and 25 people subscribe to this channel. It's ridiculous. 50 people watching right now. Think about it. Wrap your head around that. Wrap your head around that. It is an amazing thing, and we're going to cruise to 6,000 subscribers. The sky is the limit with this channel. We go everywhere. We're looking to do meetups. There's a lot of meetups. I have on November 3rd, we're going to be doing that New York meetup. Definitely want to hang out with you guys, man. Seriously, on the East Coast, if you're around, come meet up November 3rd. November 11th, Premier FC. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be at this Premier FC event, weaseling my way in a cage, maybe a microphone, interviewing some fighters and shit. Premier FC 24 will be, if you're in the Massachusetts area, thinking about going to LA. Maybe in December, going to LA for a West Coast meetup. There are a lot of things on the horizon for the MMA Holes. A lot of things. My mind is all over the place. And all I want to do is grow the show to be the best, most dysfunctional show on YouTube. And I want to bring all of you guys along for the ride. So, with that being said, I will be live on Wednesday, hanging out with the boys, hanging with the boys, yep.
Hanging with the boys.
And hanging with the girls too. We need Cody Garvin to go hanging with the girls. We need someone to do that. Or maybe someone call in on a voicemail. I didn't take any phone calls. I'll take them on Wednesday. But we'll maybe have someone call in on a voicemail. If it's good enough, I'll do a sound drop. Someone did call in and say, so they got that. That's part of the show now. And we have this.
That's it. Yeah, good. Good.
Just call me the king of cringe. Call me the GOAT, Mystic Moss. Call me whatever you want. Call me Chris. But I'll see you Wednesday. And always remember, don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA hole.